This is the story of a man who believed he was finished. No talent, no future, no hope. Until one single moment changed everything. And it started with 3 words. He whispered to himself in the dark. Before we start, I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt like giving up? Like, no matter how hard you try, life just keeps pushing you down? Drop a comment below and tell me. And please like and subscribe for more videos like this. In a small crowded city, in a tiny rented room above a noisy market, there lived a 29-year-old man named Zain. Zain worked 12 hours a day at a printing press. He loaded paper, cleaned machines, and packed boxes from early morning to late evening. His hands were always stained with ink. His back always ached. At the end of every month, after paying rent and sending money home to his widowed mother, he had almost nothing left. He had once dreamed of becoming a software developer. He had been a sharp student. Good with numbers. Good with logic. But when he was 17, his father passed away suddenly. School ended. Dreams ended. And life became about survival. Every evening, on the crowded bus ride home, he would look out the window at the city passing by. Billboards, bright lights, young men in clean shirts sitting in glass office buildings, staring at laptop screens. And Zain would think quietly, is this really all my life will ever be? He had tried. He had once applied for a data entry job at a small company. The interviewer looked at his incomplete education and his ink-stained hands and said, "We will contact you." They never did. He had tried to save money for an online course, but an emergency always came. His mother's medicine, a broken motorbike, a rent increase. So slowly, quietly, without even noticing, Zain stopped believing. Not in one big moment, but day by day, like a fire losing its heat one cold night at a time. He stopped dreaming, he told himself. People like me don't get those kinds of lives. That is for other people, not for me. And the saddest part, he had started to believe it completely. One rainy Thursday evening, Zain missed his bus stop. He was lost in his thoughts and got off 2 stops too late. Walking back through an unfamiliar street, he noticed a small community hall with its lights on. A handwritten sign outside read, "Free talk tonight. One man's journey from zero to purpose." He almost walked past, but he was wet. He was tired, and something small and stubborn inside him said, "Go in." Inside, a man named Mr. Saeed stood at the front of a simple room. He was perhaps 55 years old. He was not glamorous. He was not wearing expensive clothes, but when he spoke, the entire room went silent. 30 years ago, Mr. Saeed said, I was working in a factory just like many of you. I had nothing. No degree, no connections, no money. No one believed in me. And honestly, for a long time, I didn't believe in myself either. He paused and looked slowly around the room. I had one thing only. A decision to believe even when I had no proof. Even when I didn't fully feel it. I acted as if I believed. I spoke as if I believed, and slowly, over time, belief caught up with me. Zain felt something strange happen inside his chest. A small movement, like something that had been very still for a very long time, had just shifted. After the talk, everyone left quickly. But Zain stayed. He walked up to Mr. Saeed with shaking hands. "Excuse me, sir," he said. How do you just believe when everything around you is telling you that you should not?" Mr. Saeed looked at him for a long moment. "Sit down," he said. They sat together in that empty room while the rain fell outside. "Zain," Mr. Saeed said, "let me ask you something. When you wake up in the morning, what is the very first thing you say to yourself?" Zain thought about it honestly. "I tell myself, another day. Same as yesterday, nothing is going to change." Mr. Saeed nodded slowly. "And so nothing changes, because your mind believes you. It always believes you. The problem is not your circumstances, Zain. The problem is the instructions you have been giving your own mind for years." He leaned forward. "Your mind is not your enemy. It is the most loyal tool you have. But right now, you have been programming it with the wrong code every single morning. Zain was silent, because deep inside, he knew it was true. "What do I do?" he asked quietly. Mr. Saeed took a small notebook from his bag and wrote 3 things clearly. Rule 1. Every morning, before anything else, say out loud, "I am capable. I will find a way. Something good is coming." Say it even when you don't believe it yet. Say it especially when you don't believe it. Your mind will begin to organize itself around those words. It cannot help it. That is how it works. Rule 2. Choose one skill. Just one. Something the world needs and will pay for. Learn it for 30 minutes every single day. Not when you have time. Create the time. Before work, during lunch, before sleep. One skill, 90 days. That is enough to change your direction completely. Rule 3. Stop waiting for permission. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Nobody will arrive and say, "Now it is your turn, brother." You give yourself permission. You give it today, with whatever you have right now, even if it is very little. He looked at Zain steadily. "I am not telling you this will be easy. I am telling you it will be possible, and possible, that is enough to start." He handed Zain the notebook. "I will give you 3 months. 3 months of new words every morning. 30 minutes of real learning every day, and 0 waiting. After 3 months, come back to me. Show me what you have built." He paused. "But only come back if you actually did it. I have no time for excuses. And honestly, Zain, neither do you." That night, Zain sat in his small room. He looked at the notebook. He looked at the 4 walls around him. He thought about his mother. He thought about the interviewer who never called. He thought about 17-year-old Zain who had to leave school the week after his father died. And then he picked up a pen. He wrote 3 words at the top of the first page. "I am capable." It felt like a lie. He wrote it anyway. The first week was hard. Every morning Zain stood in front of his small bathroom mirror and said the words out loud. He felt ridiculous. His own voice sounded strange to him, as if he was speaking a language he had never been taught. He chose his skill. Basic web design. He had noticed that small shops and local businesses had no websites, no online presence, nothing. He had an old Android phone. He found free tutorials on YouTube. Every morning before work, 30 minutes. Every lunch break on the bench. Outside the press, 30 minutes. The first day, he could not understand anything. The second day, he understood a little. The third day, he forgot what he learned on the second. His eyes burned. His fingers were slow on the small phone screen. But he did not stop. He did not stop even on the days when he came home so tired that sitting up felt like climbing a mountain. He did not stop even when his coworker laughed and said, "You? A developer? Brother, focus on your work here." He said the words in the mirror every morning anyway. Around day 22, something changed. He woke up and realized he had said the words before the alarm even rang. They had come on their own. Quietly, naturally, as if they had always lived inside him, just waiting for the old words to move out. The tutorials were making sense now. He understood basic structure. He understood how pages were built. His hands were getting faster. His eye was developing. He could see things now, patterns, problems, possibilities that he could not see before. Montu Zain had built 3 simple practice websites. A fake bakery, a fake barbershop, a fake pharmacy. Nothing real, but they worked. They actually worked. He made a free portfolio link and saved it on his phone. He showed no one. He just kept going. On day 81, a message came from a small mobile repair shop owner near the printing press. "Brother, I heard you know websites. Can you make something simple for my shop? I cannot pay much, but I will pay." Zain sat holding his phone for a long time. Then he typed back, "Yes, I can do that." It was not a large amount, but when the payment arrived, Zain stared at his phone screen for a long time, because it was not just money. It was proof. Proof that his hands, the same hands stained with ink every day, could also build something people needed. Proof that 30 minutes a day, repeated and repeated and repeated, with patience and stubbornness, had built something real. Proof that the voice in the mirror had not been lying after all. On day 90, he went back to the community hall. Mr. Saeed was there. He sat with Zain and looked at the portfolio on the old phone. He looked at the screenshot of the first payment. He looked at Zain's face, which was different now, not because his clothes were better or his life had completely transformed, but because something behind his eyes had changed. A certain quiet confidence that, once it arrives, does not leave easily. Mr. Saeed smiled. "You did it." "It is still very small," Zain said. "I am still at the press. I still have a very long road ahead." "Of course you do," Mr. Saeed said. "But look at where you started 90 days ago, and look at where you are sitting right now. That distance, you crossed it yourself, with 30 minutes a day and 3 words in a mirror." He put his hand on Zain's shoulder. "That is not a small thing, brother. That is the beginning of everything." 1 year later, Zain had left the printing press. He was working as a freelance web designer from his room, now a slightly bigger room with a second-hand laptop on a proper desk. He was earning more than he ever had. He was paying his mother's expenses without worry, without fear. He had also started a free Saturday class at that same community hall, teaching other young men basic web skills, young men who reminded him of himself, who had the same ink-stained hands, the same tired eyes, the same quiet voice inside that had started to say, "Maybe not for me." And every single morning, without fail, Zain still stood in front of his mirror. Not because he had to, but because he never forgot what happened when he stopped. "I am capable. I will find a way. Something good is coming." My friend, Zain had no special talent. No rich uncle, no university degree, no big opportunity that fell from the sky. He had one thing. He changed what he said to himself when no one was listening. That is where everything begins. Not in your bank account. Not in your education. Not in your connections. In the private conversation you have with yourself every morning before the world wakes up. Most people never change that conversation, and so their life stays exactly the same. Not because it had to, but because their mind was following old instructions they gave it long ago and forgot to update. So here is your challenge, the same challenge Mr. Saeed gave Zain. Step 1. Tonight, take a paper and write 3 things you believe you are capable of. Even small ones, even uncertain ones. Read them out loud tomorrow morning. Do it every single day for 90 days. Step 2. Choose one skill, just one. Something that scares you a little, but also excites you. Commit to 30 minutes every day for 90 days. Not sometimes, not when you feel motivated. Every single day. Step 3. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting until you feel ready. You will never feel completely ready. Nobody does. Start with what you have. Start in the small room. Start on the old phone. Start today. I promise you this, if you do these 3 things for 90 days, your life will not look the same. Maybe you will not become rich overnight. Maybe your big dream will still be far away. But you will be a different man walking toward it. And that man, that stronger, more believing, more capable man, can do what the old you could not. Zain had nothing but a decision to try one more time. You have more than he had. You have this video. You have this moment. You have this choice right now. The only question is, what will you say to yourself tomorrow morning? If you are ready to change that conversation, hit the like button right now as your commitment. Then drop a comment below and tell me, what are the 3 words you will say to yourself tomorrow morning? I will be reading every single one. Share this with a friend who has forgotten how capable he is. He needs to hear this today. Maybe this is exactly the push he has been waiting for. And subscribe to this channel because every week I bring you stories of real people who refused to quit and the exact steps they used to turn their lives around. Remember Zain's words, the ones he wrote alone in a small room while the rain fell outside. I am capable. I will find a way. Something good is coming. Say them tomorrow morning and the morning after that, until the day you realize you were always capable. You just needed to remind yourself.